Okay, so I've been wanting to do this video for quite a while. This is another piece of machinery that doesn't really have a whole lot on it on the internet. It's a 268 New Holland baler. It's not in very good condition, but it does the trick for me. And I ran into this stop block right down here. You can't see it now, but it's right here, and it used to like to come out and stop my arm. So I just kept trying. I didn't really know much about them. So I just kept trying to bale hay and it didn't work out very well. My knotters weren't working. Nothing worked out very well. So eventually, with that being said, there's a bolt right here. It's your shear bolt. Comes through to right there. And it likes to shear when that stop comes out and stops your arm against this block. That's to prevent your needles from getting hit by your plunger. Now, you can see the needles right there. So, after I replaced that pin over and over and over again, finally, up here on the knotter, this is not the proper bolt because I have not gotten the proper bolt yet and I needed to finish baling hay. This bolt, this shear pin sheared. And I'm not 100% sure what made that shear pin shear. I guess just contacted the wrong spot. So I had a heck of a time figuring out this baler and the knotter and everything like that. And it took me about 2 hours because I was scared that my timing was still off, because the plunger, I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you or not, has those slots where you see the sun or the daylight coming through are made so your needles can come up through those slots when your plunger is all the way back against. So, with that being said, just remember that is normal. The next thing that you want to, if your knotting timer is off, or if your knotter timing is off, so this arm, your plunger arm, needs to be at 12 o'clock. That's a must. Then you come back here. I don't know if you've sheared this pin here yet or not, but if you did, it's a whole lot more fun to get this timing right. And on the back of this sprocket here, there's two timing notches, one on this piece and one on this piece. These two pieces right here rotate independently. So when you are going to set your knotter timing, your plunger arm needs to be at 12 o'clock and these need to line up right there. Then, like I said, if you've sheared this pin before, you put your pin, it's a nightmare, because sometimes you have to take this cotter pin right here out, which I just broke off. Need to put a new one in there. Take this cotter pin out and take this outside plate and turn it till you can fit it back where it needs to be. Now you might need to fudge it a little bit, fudge the knotter or the plunger or something like that to get it right. But once you have your plunger arm at 12 o'clock, and then you come back here and you put your two timing marks straight across from each other, should be pointing at about, I'm going to say 2 o'clock. You should be able to then come up here and turn your flywheel, and I'll show you at the end of the stroke. Plunger's going back. End of the stroke is right there. If I can get it to stay, it might stay, might not quite. At the very end of the stroke, your plunger's all the way back here, and my knotter's not trying to knot right now, so the plunger's not up. But you can see where that string goes. That plunger comes back And at the very end of the stroke, the needles go up and stop the hay as the plunger's moving forward, and it makes a very nice knot and very clean, and it makes your bales nice and tight. Now there's a few other things. This arm right here that comes up and is controlled by this right here. You can see it scrapes. This arm is how you control the length of your bales. Take this loose. I'm gonna pull it up just so I can lock the knotter in. Take this loose and slide this up and down. You can see it was way down here. That would make like a 2-foot bale if that thing was way down here. But I have it right here, and I like that because it's, I'm gonna say about a 3-foot bale, 3.5, somewhere around there. It's a little heavy, but it's not quite so many bales that you have to handle. And that's how you set your bale length on this New Holland 268. And you turn these to pack your bale a little harder. If you like your bales really, really tight with a lot of hay in each bale, then you cinch this down fairly hard. That right there is about as much as I would go, because when you go down too hard, the baler actually has trouble getting the hay to push out through the chute, because it pinches it down so hard that it can barely get it out of the chute. And it creates a little bit of an issue with the knotter, because the knotter can't quite work properly like it needs to. But I need to do a little greasing on my knotter. But yeah, that's pretty much the timing of the 268 New Holland baler. And it's compatible with quite a few other numbers on the balers too. It's not just the 268. Most of these balers that have this setup have the same timing setup, and how you do it with that and everything like that. So anyway, I hope it was helpful. If you have questions, just comment below.